Are we on, sir?
Yes, we are. Hey, boos. Welcome to our. Oh, yep. Oh. Hey, boos, and welcome to our 9th episode of Pivotal Changes.
Yes.
It's going to be a gut wrencher today, right? Pivotal changes in your makeup, your life.
Just
Pivotal.
everything.
Yeah. What was those switch, that game change in your life that happened with your hairstyles? I'm definitely interested to see what you guys have to say after we have this
Yeah. Like your
conversation.
appearance, your
Yeah.
appearance altogether, because, just coming off of into this, we're almost at the end of Q1. It's just
God.
like, when you look back at things, you're like, okay, certain
what was
things,
that?
let me revisit, let me calibrate. Was I able to make my goals that I wanted to have? And, so it's just like a reassessment more than anything. And when we came up with this topic, I was like, yeah, oh my goodness. Just even from a year ago, there's just so many switches that had to be made.
Oh my gosh.
Emotional changes too. And I would say even with appearances and just having Natasha on our last episode, it just kind of really brought some things to the forefront for me, especially in my weight loss journey at times. And even though I took a different route from her, I just was just like, man, she just brought so much to the forefront of my mind of that switch. And I felt like this episode definitely played the what we're going to be talking about just kind of connects together.
Yeah. I was thinking of a specific hairstyle. I wish I should have brought a picture, but that's okay. Yeah.
What hairstyle was it?
Pivotal change. Remember when I had my hair shaved on the side?
Oh, we did it together. I had it too.
Yeah. But you do so much with your hair, right?
Yeah.
And I work in a hospital, so that was a lot. And with my African family, that was a lot for them.
I feel like we experienced a lot of pivotal changes together. We got our nose pierced together too. We had the
We doing some
septum.
shit. Yeah.
We got the septum together.
Did we get a tattoo together?
We got a tattoo together on the hands. That was my first tattoo on my hand.
I think I went with you to get that. but I
Yeah,
don't
we were in
think
San
I'm
Francisco,
done.
so we got our nose pierced. Remember?
Oh yeah.
We got the septum done.
Yeah.
We went to, that was our first trip to San Francisco. And she was like, are you going to get your septum pierced? Because then we can do it together. And I know Vanessa was like,
Yeah, Vanessa.
these dummies. You know what I mean?
She was so scared.
She was so scared. She didn't get her septum done, but
She got her nose pierced,
but
and it
she
looks
did.
so dope on her.
And
right?
she still has it.
Yeah.
It does look so.
It looks so nice on Vanessa.
So we all got our septum and then and nose pierced,
Right,
and then
tattoo.
we got tattoos.
We're a fun bunch to go on vacation.
Yeah, it was really good. That was the year we went on the wine tour.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
I'll never
yeah.
forget that. Yeah.
That was a pivotal change. We did a lot that year.
What else we did?
We did that a lot that year. Hair shaved, nose pierced, tattoos. That was a lot going on. You know, when you just look at yourself and you're like, I just need to shake some shit up.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a pivotal change. When anytime that you could look at
Shake
yourself
some
in the
shit
mirror
up.
and you're like, you know what? I'm about to shake some shit up.
Right.
I need to do, and you just go through a whole, your hair's colored.
Right.
You know,
Switch.
you know what I mean? You done got your brows or whatever done. So that's what this episode is about
Shaking
today.
shit up.
Is shaking shit up.
What y'all doing? You about to cut your hair off? Okay, we're not judging. Are you about to go? Oh yeah, remember when I went purple last year? That was so pretty.
That was
lavender.
beautiful.
Yeah,
That was. Would you say that's a pivotal change for you?
Yeah, because I never did anything like that with a hair color. Yeah, that was dope.
See, I want to say for me, pivotal changes like something that evoked that pushed you to make that change through the main. I felt like the septum and the tattoos that we did were we need to shake some shit up. You know what I mean? And we did that in our late 20s. So that was, I would say for women, I feel like the ages between 27 and 32, 33 is your pivotal change when you want to shake some shit up. You probably want to change something about yourself or maybe it's the appearance, even though sometimes it's not a long lived thing. It's almost like, oh, I should have did this when I was younger.
Yes.
But this is my time because I'm not too old and I'm not too young.
That's
so
how
I'm
I
just
feel
gonna
about
go
the
ahead and do
lavender
that.
hair color.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I would say that.
Oh, look, you were in the bracket, 32.
Right?
27 to 32. That was the bracket time. Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, also with the lavender hairstyle, again, I work in a hospital. I work in finance. I don't feel comfortable going into a meeting with lavender hair.
Oh, so being home was worked out.
Oh,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah. I'll do anything now.
Yeah.
Blue, purple, it's all good.
Oh my gosh.
I just got to get in on that Zoom meeting, And even then, half the time, I don't even, like, show my face,
Really? That shows that you're not engaged. The
I'm not
life of
faci-
Zoom, man.
Yeah.
The life of Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was good. But what I was gonna mention was a pivotal change for me. That was at the forefront. Like I said, that kind of like ignited me was I was living in DC and I was in a job. I was working. That was my first time as an account executive. I was like 26, 27, and I went up to 193 pounds. That was huge. Like, not huge, but it was huge for me because I've never gotten that heavy. And I was like sick. I had pneumonia the last week before I moved back to Atlanta. And I was just having a hard time. And I would never forget November 1st, 2015. I was in Atlanta. I was on my way back to DC. And I was with an old friend of mine. And we went to Dunkin' Donuts. Now, Dunkin' Donuts has chicken biscuits. I don't know if you guys knew that, but
No, but that sounds good.
yeah. Hence the pregnant woman.
Yeah.
So I went and grabbed it. So at this point, like, especially at that very moment, I was kind of over food. I didn't know what I could eat, what I wanted to eat. My stomach was always upset. I was always feeling like off. I never felt really good about food. Because I would honestly say, like, now looking back, I was not actually having an experience with food. I was just eating it because my stomach growled. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you guys know, every time your stomach growls doesn't necessarily mean that you're hungry. So I had it. I took a bite and I thought I bit my tongue. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Bit it again and it was raw.
Ew.
And this is me driving. This is like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm extremely hungry. And I'm on my way to Atlanta airport to get back on my flight. I said to my friend, I'm never eating meat again. I am done. I am completely done. I was like, every time, and I had such an attitude. You know what? She thought I was mad with her. I was not mad with her at all. I was more so annoyed with myself that change was pivotal. It had to happen right then and there. I was just over it. I was not liking food. I was not feeling good. That last bite into that Dunkin' Donuts chicken biscuit was a wrap for me. I was done. I was over it.
I tell people all the time, I am a meat eater, but I don't eat a lot of meat because we're in Lent right now if you're a Christian, right? You would, my
Catholic.
Yeah, if you're Catholic, I'm sorry. But for 40 days during Lent one year, I stopped eating meat, and the changes in my body and the withdrawals were like crazy. And I still eat meat to this day, but I'm just saying, like, after that, I never really ate meat like that again until right now since I'm pregnant. And I told you, like, listen, a doctor one day stopped me. He was like, your eyes look so glossy. Are you okay? Like, I was feeling like I was getting sick. I had chills from stopping eating meat for 40 days. It was just crazy. I was vomiting. Like, the withdrawals when you stop eating meat, I couldn't believe that my body felt like that. And I felt good maybe after about like 2-3 weeks, but those first 2-3 weeks were crazy. And I'm like, all of this from eating meat. That's very real. Try to stop eating meat for a couple weeks and see what happens. So I imagine what you're putting it into your body, right?
Yeah, I didn't have that experience at all. The reason why I believe that I didn't have that experience is because my body was over it. I, that was like the very first time that I realized like I have to listen to my body. So a lot of things was happening. Like I was not being able to use the bathroom. I was all going through it, and I knew something was up. I knew I had to change, and I was making little changes anyway. Because also I was very active. I've always been a gym person, all that. I was very active and everything was fine. But it was just that moment I was like, I'm letting go of meat. I'm not eating anymore. And it was not like I had a thing. It was just that meat thing, like that meat issue I had. It was just like, I couldn't like literally digest my food at all. So, and it was not, at that time, I was not saying, oh, my weight. It was not that. It was literally, I just was over the meat thing. I was over it. So when I transitioned to just being pescatarian, like my whole life changed. Like everything changed. And even my spiritual growth changed. Like a lot of things, started happening, and a lot of different direction. I went in not only my diet and my discipline actually turned my whole entire life around. My pivotal change happened on that very day.
You didn't have any withdrawals or anything like that?
I did not. My body was completely fine. I have not had a piece of meat since November 1st, 2015.
Wow.
So I had no issues. And then later on when I checked, like I was some people say you should eat according to your blood type. And I looked into it, and it said that my blood type completely thrives on the diet that I'm on right now.
Okay.
So it was just like a really big connection. Yeah. But the reason why it was such a pivotal change is because I believe that my life completely took course on that. Like my spiritual awareness came about, just even like the way I felt about myself and my like just different things.
Yeah.
Like my career, my thought process. I know at times like you're like, damn, did it ignite all of that? I mean, it did. It kind of was like little fires everywhere. like you know what I mean? Like seriously, like little fires everywhere where everything started coming full throttle, like forefront, like even just the way I look up, like I look at how I choose to experience things. Like I want to have an experience. I want to have a connection. And like I mentioned before, like, they say your stomach is like the second brain. It's just like, I felt that whole experience propelled that, you know what I mean? So
I would say this, after not eating meat for 40 days, I never really ate a lot of meat again. I do still eat meat. Don't get me wrong. But I was just too scared at first to eat meat the same way, because I'm like, yo, if I'm having withdrawals like this, like what is in the meat that we're eating? Yeah, that scared me. It still does scare me, So, but do I eat meat? Yes, but not nearly as much as most Africans I know do.
Yeah, I think it even started like I always found myself to be a pretty patient person. I even think I worked on being even more so patient with myself. And the thing is that it's like the patience that you give starts with yourself. And I definitely feel like it gave me that.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel like I felt like I was going through changes when I was 29 into 30? Do you feel like things were changing, like people around you? Maybe I was freaking out, I don't know, but there was like changes being made. Because now you're turning 30, that big 3-0.
Yes. A lot of changes were being made. I actually feel like I experienced a lot of change a lot younger than most people.
Yeah.
But my 29 into 30, definitely more changed. I was so career driven. Like I built my life around my job and my career. At 29, moving into 30, I learned that my life, I need to build whatever I choose to do to make a living, had to go around my life.
Oh, okay.
I had to build my work around my life. So that was a huge realization, a huge pivotal change for me as well, because it was like, you have to be strong enough to make that decision too.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be on some like, okay, my values are different.
Mm-hmm.
What I want, so long, like big picture, not immediate. So let me just say this. So my first job, like when I went into like, when I moved to DC, like, you know, health insurance was not that important to me at 25. I'm healthy and thriving. You know what I mean? For, you know, I had 401ks in my previous job, so I always rolled them over, but that was not a big deal because I already had it. So when I, you know, or if I want to have children, I realized the job that I was working out before, they didn't have maternity leave. So there was just certain things that I was just like stepping back. I said, wait, now my focus is different.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I need, screw this. Like my hard work speaks for itself. So I need to now shift. This is a shift I need to make. So no more like, oh, I'm going to work so hard so people can see me. No, my work, you're going to see me regardless because I do me. But now I need to find something that was going to work around me.
I would say me going into 29 into 30, it was hard because I think again, I was freaking out because I was turning 30 and I was like, I'm not bringing this into my 30s. Right. And so my personality changed where I was like, I'm not doing this because I'm trying to grow up.
Yeah.
Like I can't do this anymore because I don't want to do this because I'm trying to make changes in my life. Like luckily for me in my 20s, and if you're listening, young ladies out there, live your best life. Live your life according to how you see fit. Yeah. So I did everything I wanted in my 20s and I have no regrets, right? But now that I knew I was entering my 30s, I'm entering a new 10 years in my life, I knew I wanted to make certain changes. And I knew certain people couldn't come with me.
Yeah. Friendships.
Sorry. Yeah. Friendships, relationship. Like, okay, this isn't going to work. We're not going anywhere. So
you were in a place where you were cutting people off. See, that's interesting because I just got here. I just arrived there.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
And what's so interesting is, see, my life was an inverse. I didn't do whatever I wanted in my 20s because I was on my own at the age of 18.
True.
So I had to, and I didn't have a support system. Like, you know, I had my mom and my dad, obviously, but they weren't supporting me financially. So I did everything I wanted to do, but there was always a but because I was providing the roof over my head. And I still do that. So now, when I was 30, when I was at 29 to 30, I had to kind of redirect a little bit like, okay, wait a minute.
Oh, let me chill. Okay.
I need to do whatever. I need to start doing things what makes me happy too.
Okay.
But unfortunately, also days before I turned 30, well, the day before I turned 30, my mom did tell me she ended up having cancer.
Yeah.
So that also was another
pivotal change,
like shift for me as well. So it was just like, okay, now my focus is not necessarily like work, career in the but also rebuilding a relationship with my mom.
Yeah.
So that took very much of the forefront and that drove my 30, my 31 and my 32. So, you know, I had to have those. And that still is a pivotal change. So I would say like, I've been definitely the later half of my 20s, it was like pivotal change after pivotal change. It was almost like back to back to back to back. And I mean, right now I'm in another one.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
it's funny how, you know what I always said, and I've been saying this since college, right? You know, we always go through things in life. Everybody goes through things. I don't care how rich or how poor you are. It's how you bounce back from those things. It's the comeback that really is important. You know what I'm saying? Like that 28, you might have been real down, but that 29, you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just amazing how life works out.
Yeah.
In a sense, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna do pivotal changes part 2. I think that'll be best, right?
Yeah.
We'll wrap this up, and then I want to know, you guys drop down in the comment section. Let us know what kind of pivotal changes that you've had in your life and how did you deal with those? Okay. Anything else you want to add, Lucy?
Yeah, no, I didn't realize we were finishing. Yeah, so the only thing is just like, even now with the pivotal changes, is just like your value. Like when
Yeah.
you're going through those like pivotal changes with yourself and your personal and your relationships, just remember your value of, you know, of what you're bringing.
Yeah.
I would say that's something I'm experiencing right now. And just let us know how you see it. Like, where do you see your value in this, in these changes, and how you see yourself?
Boom. There it is.
Boom, there
Right
it is.
there.
Yes.
All right. But thank you for joining us, and we'll do pivotal changes part 2. Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm sorry, Jess. I didn't even realize it was like, right. I didn't even realize we were talking for 40 minutes.
That's all right.
I don't even think we did 40 minutes though, because he said 3:40.
It was a 20-minute episode.
Oh, shit.